Angena na ke mwanga na mama ngeno musingomi kwa kunge.
Me musingombe ko.
Benu ne munanzila madimbo lutela kana tizivuyo kunga benu mbe.
I'm Ben Patrick Johnson, and I'm the author of a new novel titled If the Rains Don't Cleanse. As an author, I have 3 novels already on the bookstore shelves. All 3 are gay and lesbian fiction. This new one will be a departure in that not only is it mainstream, but it's historical fiction told from a feminist perspective. I wanted to explore my own family history, and so I'm following my missionary schoolteacher parents, or facsimiles thereof, as they work their way through tests of faith and nature in central Congo in the 1950s, where my family was actually stationed. Really quite a bit of research went into writing If the Rains Don't Cleanse, starting with my family's own oral history, all those stories growing up, the amazing adventures that my parents went through in the 1950s living in Congo. And when I sat down as an adult to really try to capture that in a book, I had the benefit of my mother's journals, of letters home to missionary sponsoring churches, news bulletins from the time, telegrams back and forth with the Mission Society, old magazines, and now with the advantage that we have of the internet of being able to reach people all over the world so quickly, I was able to tap the knowledge of experts globally, dealing with language, dealing with culture, and the process of writing this book happened over a 14-year span. I can't believe it's finally done. The protagonist in the new novel is based on my own mother, who has been tremendously helpful in the process of writing the book. It's a little scary writing about someone that close to you and trying to represent them both honestly as well as sympathetically. And you know, when I would write things in the book of mom doing stuff that maybe wasn't the nicest stuff in the world, I'd be scared to have her read those pages, but she was pretty objective and quite supportive through the whole process. One challenge I faced in writing this book is that there was a great deal of action that I wanted to convey, and yet it needed a fair amount of setup and context. So what I decided to do was throw us right into things from the first scene. We're in Africa and there's stuff going down, and through a series of vignette flashbacks, we see my protagonist, Eva Dunnigan, in her college days in some sort of sweet moments. And we get to know her a little bit and learn what she's about and really what drives her to do some of these things that ultimately seem extreme and kind of crazy to those around her. And hopefully we're able to get to know her and understand her while never losing the through line of the action, action, action that is driving us towards this inevitable and somewhat horrible conclusion. It was an interesting task for me, truly, to tell this story from the perspective of a young woman more than half a century ago, half a world away, in an environment that I cannot experience. It would be simply impossible for me to. So I have to capture the sights and sounds and smells of the locale, as well as her emotions and her reactions to all of it, and make it as real as I can. It's a challenge, but it's not one that other authors have not attempted. I think of the book Memoirs of a Geisha. If I can come a fraction as close in my authenticity as that book achieved, well, I'll consider this project a giant success. Early response to this book has been very, very good. I'm a little bit humbled. People are galvanized by this in a way that they haven't been by any of my previous writing. Some of it I will take credit for, but really a lot of it I've got to pay tribute to my parents for leading the lives that they lived, as well as to the team that helped me put this book together. All the experts I was able to tap in language and culture and history, and the editor, and it's quite a team of people to make a book like this happen. And I think it's a great reflection on all of us, the way people are just, wow, lighting up when they read this. As I was working on If the Rains Don't Cleanse, I asked myself at one point, what do I want readers to come away with from this book? When they turn the last page and close the cover on the climactic sequence, what are people left with? And there are 2 things that I hope. One is the message that we are all much more alike than we are different. And the second, that if we're not prudent, we are doomed to repeat the mistakes of our past. I think that's especially useful right now as we as a nation and as a developed world look at Afghanistan and Pakistan and try to figure out how to deal with the challenges there. If we're not long-sighted, if we don't take history into account, we're doomed to failure. And if this little book I've written can contribute to the conversation to help prevent that, then my writing it and the last 14 years of working on it have not been wasted.